In the block 2, we started with unit 5, supply chain drivers. And now we need to start the unit 6, sourcing in supply chain. And we'll try to finish these 3 units, unit 6, 7, and 8 in this lecture. Right. Let's go to this unit 6 and we'll see that. Okay, if you have the books in your hands, you can just follow the things. In the unit 5, we started with the drivers of supply chain, and after that we discussed about the sourcing in supply chain. I just introduced in the last class in the unit 6. The drivers we have discussed, like what are the drivers here, like the production, inventory, transportation, and the location are the major drivers in the effective supply chain. And after that, another supplier plays a very vital role in the overall supply chain management. And in this here, we want to see the sourcing. From where this raw materials will come. In other words, sourcing means from where you will get the supplies. That is our motto, or that is where the final product price will comes into that. Right here, Potters gave the value chain here. In the value chain provides a systematic way of examining the activities of the company and the component supply companies within overall supply chain. Value may be the quality, or it may be exclusivity, convenience, or possibly service response. The value chain is a set of activities that an organization carries out to create value for its customers. Potter proposed a general purpose value chain that companies can use to examine all their activities. See, whatever the activities that we have, we can put in the Potter's value chain. Whatever the structure or the model he has given, we can see that. A company is expected to identify and build value by strategically focusing on their core strengths and following them. First one is the inbound logistics. Inbound logistics starts from the sourcing of the supplier till the raw material comes to the organization. For example, if you take some food factory, where the raw materials will come from some farmers or the fields. From the field till it comes to the manufacturing unit, we call it as an inbound logistics. And once it enter into the manufacturing unit, the operations which they do in the manufacturing unit talks about the operations. And from the final product till it reaches to the customer hand, we call it as an outbound logistics. See here, if you observe all the 3 components in this value chain, inbound logistics, operations, and outbound logistics, plays a very vital role in that. Now, in that, what are the other activities? Marketing and sales, and after the sales, within the after sales service, all these things will add value to the customer. Right? The sales and the services. And here, the HRM will be there, the support activities, technology development, and the procurement. All these plays a very vital role in the overall, the process of the supply chain. That is why this Potter, whatever the value that you're adding to the customer, we can see individual in this, right? The purchasing, identifying the sources of supply, and all this. Now, what is strategic sourcing? It is a growing in the popularity. Digital transformation is causing procurement and simply to evolve as an essential requirement. It requires analysis of what an organization buys from whom, at what place, and at what volume. This is very important. That is why sourcing means, as I said, by from where you are getting the raw materials or finished products or semi-finished goods, whatever. The procurement, from where you are getting that, from which source you are getting that, at what price you are getting them, at what quantity you are getting them, and all these things plays a very vital role in that. Right now, what are the sourcing decisions? Supply chain, which company that you're from, which company that you're buying, at what cost you are buying, what are the logistics which are included in that, and what are the government regulations are there when you are buying the supply chain. What are the steps included in that? Step one, understand the spend category. What is the sourcing category, characteristics of that, outcomes, inspect and reviewing the marketplace, etc. Next, step two, supply market assessment. Right? Purchasing managers must be aware of the vendors, market, and the challenges they face. Step three, collect supplier information. Right? Supplier information. Step four, develop the sourcing strategy. In that, request for proposal, request for information, RFPs, RFP, and RFI will place a vital role in that. Negotiate and select the suppliers, right? And sixth step is communicate and implement. Seventh step is the benchmarking, to keep some standard. Benchmarking means to keep some standards, and achieving that standard is called the benchmarking. Now, classification of stock levels. These are very, very important in the sourcing. These are all little advanced things, we can call it as. And many of them are already applying, like JIT. It is invented by the Toyota company, and they are using it. Many of this stock level, especially the JIT, it plays a very vital role in decreasing the price of the final product. The reason is what is just in time. It is whenever it is required, whenever it is required, we will get the raw materials. We'll get the raw material. That is called JIT. Okay. And just in time supply pickup and delivery system, JSS, is also very manages the logistic operations between a manufacturer plant and its suppliers. Right. And the next one, exhaust level or stock out level, is another thing, like where you will get more extra. We call it as an surplus. Buffer stock or minimum stock level. Buffer stock means if anything fails or extra we required, other more than the sufficient thing, you will keep little extra thing. Danger warning level, reorder level or provisioning level, when to order. Maximum stock level, up to what level that you can get the material, like that. Right? In that, just in time is one of the thing. Second one, internal conveyors, handling of the parts from the trailers. External conveyors, handling the parts by trucks and trailers, etc. will come into that. Acquisition process. What is this acquisition process? It is the procedure by which the potential suppliers are identified and the material is orders. How to do that? Recognize a need, select the supplier, place the order, track the order. Receive the order. Electronic purchase, that means e-procurement purchase policies. Blanket purchasing. Inventory less buying. Inventory less buying means you don't need to keep an inventory. Whenever you require, you will get the things. Speculative buying, that you will speculate that the price will increase in the future place, then you will buy it. Budget quality buying, it's kind of an EOQ, economic order quantity. There is a formula based on the annual consumption, based on the demand, and if you put in that formula, you will get how much quantity you can order. Forward buying, and forward buying and long range. VMI, vendor managed inventories, is one of the another important technique that they follow. Identification of sources of supply. How to identify? These are all known things only. If you want to buy any product or the raw material from anything, from where you will buy, where you will get the information? On a specialized trade directories, trade journals, trade exhibitions and fairs, suppliers catalog, where manufacturers, where suppliers will give that. Assistance of professional bodies and consultants, purchase departments of other companies, etc. Now, how to evaluate a supplier and selection? First one, evaluating the offers. What offers they are giving, they will evaluate. Operational capacity analysis. And second one, operational capacity analysis. Third one, determination of technical capability and financial analysis. So these are the stages where you will evaluate and support. Now, negotiations. This is also one of the important thing for the procurement. You need to where you will negotiate. Right, reasons for negotiation procurement, of course, you know, many of the reasons, especially the cost is the major thing. What value that they are giving, how it will perform, conflicts, problems, quality, quantity, agreements, etc. The stages of negotiation, you'll prepare for that. And partner is one of the best alternative to a negotiated agreement. Opening, testing, proposing, bargaining, agreement. And working of negotiations, how it will work, right? The parties will be involved, relationship, communication, alternatives, realistic, and legitimate claims, level of commitment. Contract. And next one is group purchase. This is one of the good method, uh, one of the best method for procuring the things. Uh, that is e-procuring. Instead of you going physically and doing, if you can put an order based on the number of orders, and this they will verify the order, and they will give you the product, or they will give you the product whenever it is, or it is required, right? Now, e-procurement versus normal purchase. Procurement versus purchasing. What is the difference between them? Refers to the process of receiving goods and services for an external supplier. Purchasing. Activities related to the buying of goods and services from an external supplier is for the purchase. Right. E-procurement. E-informing, e-sourcing, e-tendering, e-auctioning. Yeah. And e-auctioning, e-ordering. Benefits of e-procurement. What are the benefits of e-procurement? What are the benefits of e-procurement? First one, centralized transaction tracking, automated systems, built-in monitoring, etc. And the challenges of e-procurement, there will be definitely challenges, potential challenges, particularly installing and integrating the software, because if you want to purchase, of course, you need require a software to check the status, and this training employees to see, training employees to use it with another challenge, and companies must work on that. And next, next, e-procurement applications and supply chain management. What are the applications? Search through the online catalog, select the desired. See, the thing is that in the e-procurement, everything we can do online. Whatever the things that you want to do, you can do online. Starting from selecting the product and putting into the cart and buying, etc. And even the delivery status you can understand, and the delivery status you can understand. Next, supplier relationship management, SRM. This is also very important concept in the sourcing of the suppliers. Here, uh, when we have a good relationship with the supplier, definitely your production process will go smooth. And of course, the price of the final product will vary, because if you'll definitely, if you have a good relationship or continuous relationship with any supplier, they will produce the products, or they will give the products on time. And whenever you require more stock or less stock, they will understand the things. A lot of benefits will be there. Here, what are the benefits? Like mitigates the risks. Sometimes if you more, less or more, they will understand and they will provide. Optimizes the performance. Definitely, they will reduce the cost, and administrative efficiencies will be good. Onboarding efficiency will be there. What are the types of SRMs? Supply relationship. One is by the market relationship. Here, you'll have an agreements for named goods and services. It's a contractual fulfillment with little or two, no communication beyond talking and example. See this: General Electronics Trading Process Network, TPN. Parts specifications are posted electronically, and pre-qualified vendors can bid for the job. With this arrangement, there is a little face-to-face interaction and costs are extremely low. Right? This is one of the by the market relationship. Second, ongoing relationship. Recognize status where one supplier is preferred over others and have medium-term contracts. Partnership. There will be long-term contracts than ongoing and by the market relationship. It is good. Strategic alliance, where both the parties agree to work together, usually exclusively. And backward integration, where it involves business owning the supplier as the part of the business. This is very these days common, where backward integration means the supplier side, whatever the ways are there, they will buy it. For example, the farmer is providing the vegetable stream. You buy the process, or you will buy the feed, and you only produce the vegetables. Right? That is called the backward integration. Forward integration means from the outbound logistics it will supply. Like the retailer job also you only will do, or the wholesaler job also you only do. If the right side, if you are integrating, it is called the forward integration. If the back side, from backside means from the sourcing of the suppliers, this side, we call it as a backward integration. This backward integration is also one of the type where you can have a long-term process. Segmentation and classification, supplier strategy development, and the strategy execution, evaluation, measurement, and the feedback. These are the things. Supplier partnership, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 suppliers, where the suppliers, for example, consider a company selling apparel. The factory that assemble that company's cotton t-shirts is a tier 1 supplier. Tier 1 suppliers are often significant and cost centers. Tier 2 suppliers are sources where tier 1 suppliers get their materials. The example, t-shirt factory receives its material from a fabric mill. That mill is tier 2 supplier to the apparel company. Right? Tier 3 supplier. Right here, the example, the tier 3 supplier is the firm that sells cotton to the fabric. See, the firm which sells the cotton to the fabric mill is tier 3. The one who is making the t-shirts, right? The one who is making the t-shirts is the tier 2, and the one who is selling directly is called tier 1. Right? These are the tier 1. T-shirts. Providing the t-shirts is one thing. To the t-shirt, if they are providing the what we call materials for the fabric mill, that is tier 2. And if the cotton, who is providing the cotton to the tier 2 company who is manufacturing the t-shirts, is called the tier 3. Sharing risk and reward and support. right? These are the things of the sources of the supply chain. There is a case study you can see. Now, Unit 7, Logistics Management. Here, what is logistics and what is logistics management? So we'll try to understand this. Now, logistics means the movement of the material from one place to the another place. Right here, if you can see in this image, raw material supplier, manufacturer, distributor, wholesaler, retailer, and the end user. Right? And you will see another word called reverse logistics. Forward logistics is from raw material supplier to the end user, that is forward. Reverse logistics is that if the product is returned back, or if the product is sent back for the service, or if there is any defect to directly give this, or for the replacement of the product, reverse logistics will be useful. Here, basically the logistics means the process of planning, implementing, controlling efficient, cost-effective flow and storage of raw materials. This is important. Flow and storage of raw materials, in-process inventory, finished goods, and related information from point of origin to the point of consumption. This is called the logistics management. That is a process in the supply chain system that majorly focuses on moving goods to different locations. This is very important to understand. Logistics means moving of either the goods, services, or information. These three are included in the logistics. If it is moving from one place to the another place or to the different location to meet the requirements of the customers, we call it as in logistics. Here in the logistics play a very two significant role. One is that it is also expenditure accounts for around 15 to 20% of the GDP. And logistics support the movement and flow of many economic transactions, right? And now, what is logistics and SCM over? What is logistics and what is SCM here? The supply chain can be defined as integral management within the company and through the companies of the company's various logistical stages, such as materials procurement, production, storage, distribution, and customer service. The supply chain concept should be seen as a whole, that is the entire system from the origin of procurement to the final consumption of goods and services. In supply chain network, we must include all the organizations involved in the production of certain goods or the services. You can see in the diagram here. There will be the suppliers, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 suppliers, and they will supply to the Nike company, and it will distribute to retailer to the customers. Supply chain, we can see this already. We have discussed about the supply chain. Logistic operation can be basically plugged into physical distribution management, material management, and internal inventory transfer. As I told, the overall supply chain, whatever the things are moved from one place to another place, this comes under the logistics. In 1961 suggested that 5 flows of any economic activity, money, orders, materials, personnel, and equipment, are interrelated by an information network, which gives the system, which is now called as supply chain, due to its own character. Logistics and supply chain. Purchasing, production, distribution. Supply chain here, the same thing will come. Purchasing, distribution, customer, and where the supply chain includes from the supply chain supplier. Here, once the supplier supplies, actually even from the supplier, if it is moving, it is also included in the logistics. But in the logistics, all the movements will include from distribution to the customer, from the supplier to the purchasing. The supply chain will include in that. What is logistics management here? Inbound flow of the raw materials and parts. from the supplier to the producer. Outbound flow of finished products from the producer to the customer. And the supplier network will be there, marketing channel will be there. And in that, the overall supply chain will be there. Inbound and outbound together, we call it as in logistics. Where inbound starts, it starts from supplier till it reaches the producer. And from the producer to the customer, outbound logistics. Right? And if we include everything in that, we call it as in supply chain management. Now, what are the stages in supply chain development? Purchasing, material control, production, sales, and distribution, everything. Functional integration, all these functions will integrate that. Logistical organization and development. The role of logistics in the economy. Logistics play a key role in the economy in two significant ways. Because the logistics is a part of major expenditure for business. Logistics expenditure accounts for around 15 to 20% of the GDP. Again, as we used in the strategy, even this Potter's value chain also we can include it in the logistics and competitive performance. So what are the things will be there? Firm infrastructure, HR management, technology development, procurement will be included in that. And in the activities, inbound logistics and the outbound logistics will be included in that. Now, components of logistics management, inventory planning, inbound logistics, outbound logistics, fleet management involves the managing fleet with the vehicles to eliminate or mitigate the risk associated with the transporting the goods. Warehouse where they will keep the raw materials and the finished products. Delivery fulfillment, an important role in enhancing customer satisfaction. Demand planning, process of analyzing, evaluating, and forecasting. What are the functions? Design, orders, procurement, reverse logistics. Outsourcing of the materials, logistics. Reasons for outsourcing. Requirements for successful outsourcing. Advantages and disadvantages of outsourcing. And 3PM is another important thing. If you see the requirements of the sourcing of outsourcing already we discussed in the previous unit. In simple words, outsourcing means contracting a portion of company's activities to the third-party providers. Let us say there are 5 things that your company is doing, and you want to focus on 3 major important things. What you will do with the 2 other things? To complete the overall process, you need to do those 2 things also. But those 2 things, and if you give in to the another company who are expertise in that, we call it as an outsourcing of the. Why they will do for outsourcing? One is simple, to focus on the core things and to give the small things to the others. And the second thing is that they don't need to do all the things. Or else if they don't have the employees, sufficient employees, or if they don't have the proper infrastructure, or else if they don't have proper, the expertise or the facilities or permissions or etc., then it will be. For the, what are the requirements? Clarity concerning company goals and objectives, vision, vendor selection, relationship management, structural subcontract, open communication, senior leadership support, careful attention, etc., etc. Short-term financial justification will also the reasons for successful outsourcing. What are the advantages? As I told you, they can get the skilled employees, they can focus on the core activities, they can have better risk management, and increasing in inefficient efficiency. Run the business 24 hours, you can run the business. And staffing flexibility, improve service and delight the customer, cut costs and save big, give their business a competitive edge. Sometimes, for example, if you take a part of work to the person who is expertise in that, you can easily brand that part. And for example, Intel is there. Lenovo computers are. They are not preparing their own processors. Of course, they're assembling the laptop, but one of the tie-ups, one of the suppliers for the processor is the Intel. Why they went for Intel is that to create the competitive edge than the other things. Right? If they're using some branded raw material in their products, definitely the value of that particular product will go up. Now, at the same time, here we have another topic called the 3PL and the 4PL, third party logistics. Here, the model is similar to the 4PL in many ways, but 3PL focus on logistics such as inventory, storage, inventory management, customs, brokerage, etc. 3PL, 4PL providers will not oversee the entire supply chain and operation. Here in the 3PL, has a large resource network that provides advantages for in-house supply chains. We can save the time and money. Scalability and the flexibility. There are some disabilities also. The disadvantages as well, we can go to. Next, 4PL. 4PL is the model in which manufacturer outsources both the organization and management of the supply chain to an external provider. 4PL offers a high level of effective supply chain management to customers. For example, a manufacturer of the product will outsource aspects such as logistics, packaging, warehousing, and the delivery of the products to the 4PL. If all these 4PL, four things are included in that, we call it as a 4PL, fourth party logistics supply. These are the other services we can see. What is reverse logistics? As I said, forward logistics is from the raw material to the supplier. Reverse logistics is from the supplier to the, for example, return of goods, reverse logistics included. Return of unsold goods, reverse logistics. Reuse of packaging, return, reverse logistics. Refurbishment of goods, reverse. Repairs and maintenance, reverse. Remanufacturing of goods, reverse. Recycling and proposal of end of life goods. Logistic cost estimates. There are storage stock cost, delivery cost, tracking cost, and inventory cost. In that, capital cost and service cost will be included in that. Okay, this is about the 7th unit. Maybe in the next class we'll look at the transportation in the supply chain. Okay, we'll stop here. Sir, I'm leaving the meeting. Okay.